that Nick coughing in the background there, Sam?
You want me to go tell him to shut the hell up?
Yeah, could you please? Yeah. I know he's been sick for a couple weeks.
Shut up. You're ruining the recording already. Please and thank you. Love you. Sorry.
No problem. Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast with great movies and great guests. Every week I bring on 3 interesting people from the world of entertainment, give them 3 movies and challenge them to pull out the most obscure actors they can. The deeper the cut, the more points they earn. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, I hope I haven't used this joke already, Alex, but the guy who believed that Max von Sydow was in the Mad Max movies, Alex Young.
You have used that before, but that is fair because I did think that.
Yeah, he thought he was the helicopter guy. And I was like, what are you talking positive? And I'm like, you couldn't be more wrong. But
yeah, and I was so confident too. Like, we argued about it. You're like, you're an idiot. And it was a 10-second Google. And I'm like, well, go fuck myself, I guess. At the end.
How are you doing today, Alex?
Good. I'm glad we got to bring that up again, always. Clearly, I'm great at deep cuts.
It's been 3 years of doing the show. I'm going to have to start recycling stories.
Fair enough.
And stuff.
I'll allow it.
All right. Well, we've got our friend Sam back with us today. Sam, Alex did make the comment. He's like, that's a whole lot of Sam on the show this season.
Yes.
But
that's what most people say about me. They're like, yikes, or oh, she's not. Yeah, I like her. Yeah. There's no in between. I'm pretty polarizing. Actually.
Well, I like you, Sam, so I'm glad to have you back.
Thank you.
We've got
for having me back.
Special guest tonight. He is a director whose work spans everything from billion-view music videos to bold genre-bending films.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi. I got more.
I'm counting all my accolades right now.
And now a deeply personal documentary years in the making. From iconic videos like Shut Up and Dance to cult horror comedy like Destroy All Neighbors. Most recently, he stepped into the documentary world with Gallagher, a project he spent years developing that explores the complicated life and legacy of the iconic watermelon-smashing comedian Gallagher. Please welcome Josh Forbes. Josh, thanks for being here.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah, no. Hey, it's way more exciting for us. Trust me. We're very happy to have you here today. So let's start with the Gallagher documentary. Yeah. I'm of an age where I know Gallagher, and the only thing I can really think of is the watermelons. But obviously, there's a lot more to him. And it's funny, maybe because the algorithms knew that I was Googling you and Googling Gallagher, but my Instagram feed started feeding me
crazy.
The crazy like Gallagher and Chevy Chase arguing on late night shows and stuff like that. So what drew you to a Gallagher documentary?
I was a big fan as a kid, and the thing that really sparked it for me was when he popped up on the WTF podcast. I don't know if you guys heard that one, but it's kind of legendary. He stormed off 15 minutes into the interview, and
I did hear that. I didn't listen to the podcast, but I saw the story. Yeah, and
that got me because he always kind of pops up. Would pop up as just kind of like a punchline with me and my friends, or whatever. And then I heard that interview, and I was like, oh my gosh, what a weird, crazy guy. He would be like, I was held so wrapped just listening to him. I'm like, wouldn't it be a really smart idea if I tried hanging out with him and following him around for 5 years? Which is not a smart idea. Ultimately it was because we have a great movie from it, but it was sort of that. I love when you have a pop culture icon, but then you actually dig deeper and figure out okay, what's this guy's deal? So many comedians hate him. So there's something for me about the underdog a little bit. It's very easy to poke fun at this guy because he would smash food and he performed for middle America at state fairs and stuff, but it's the more I looked into him, I'm like, this guy's really brilliant. Plus there was a whole story with him and his brother. I don't know if you know anything about that.
I mean, I really wanted to watch the documentary, but it is not available in Canada.
Yes.
And so I was like,
it's not out yet. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I'll rent this. I'll, whatever. But yeah, I did read that there was some animosity between him and his brother. So
yeah, I mean, so the thing is a couple of things. One, the story, it's become so legendary that different people have different takes on it. Like what is the real story? Some people thought like, oh, it's his twin brother was performing, or or he got sick and gave the routine to his brother. So what happened was his the medium length version is that he let his brother perform his act.
Okay.
And what happened was the brother went to like a lookalike contest dressed up like Gallagher, and they were like, oh, this is amazing. And so he started getting booked doing like stand-up gigs, like, hey, I'll come do 10 minutes of stand-up, and he could do his brother's routines, and it started growing more and more to the point where regular Gallagher, Leo Gallagher, said to Ron, Ron's like, hey, I'd like to do more of this, and he's like, well, you'd be an idiot not to. You got to get out there, and I'll do the big clubs, and I'll do the stadiums, and you can do the clubs, and and then it turns out part of it was a strategy to compete with Carrot Top. There's all this animosity because Carrot Top was sort of his acolyte. Like he worked for him, when he was young, and then we went off to become successful. So then Gallagher's trying to fight Carrot Top by inflicting his brother on him. But then at a certain point, people get upset because they'd spend money on a ticket, and it's like, oh, I just saw Gallagher 2. And they would perform as Gallagher 2, but he would spell it Too. So you would go to see like, oh, I'm going to go see Jerry Seinfeld and Gallagher 2, and you wouldn't know that you were getting like second-rate Gallagher. So anyway, that to me was just the funniest thing. And I'm like, oh, this is, what if we investigated this like it was a true crime thing, or like some sort of big mystery. And it brought me to Florida. I ended up like staking out his brother outside his house, and I don't know, it was crazy. But
I mean, the fact that his brother lives in Florida, it
makes a lot of sense.
I'm so excited to see this.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like currently right now, like we Bill Burr is in the documentary, and he's signed on as like an executive producer to help sell it. So that's the stage that we're at right now. Is Bill Burr is hopefully teaming up with our sales agents to get it sold somewhere. So soon it should be somewhere that people can view it, because it's really good. Like, and it's not just because I made it, but like the editor we have is Barry Polterman, who edited American Movie, which is like my favorite movie of all time. So I feel like I have enough objectivity to be able to look at what Barry did and go like, this is fucking awesome. Like I would lose I don't know if you can swear on this show, but
as much as you want.
Yeah. But like, like so many of the things that I make, it's something that like if I had just seen this in the wild, I would lose my mind and be like, this is the greatest thing ever. Which again is not the greatest business strategy as a professional, but ultimately, it's like if I love something, then there's got to be enough people out there who love it too.
Yeah. Whether they love it or at least like it enough to watch it, right? So you can't be the only one. Like I said, I was interested in watching it, but now I understand why I couldn't find it. And I was like, God damn it! Like,
yeah,
Alex, go for it, man.
I'm curious if Gallagher was a difficult subject. Like, was he very open to the doc, or was he quite closed off?
Closed. He would. I liken it to what's it? There's a video game. Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. Do you know that game?
Yeah.
Like where you're trying to hold on to this monster that's just like flailing around. That's what it felt like. Like beyond riding a rodeo bull, it's like, it was just really difficult to wrangle him. But because he would pitch fits and he didn't understand what a documentary was, like, but then he liked the attention, and he liked that he had a free camera crew. And so that became part of the tension, is that like we ended up staying with him. I stayed in a hotel room with him in Florida, and he would wake up and just go, I have this idea. What if I'm, swimming around the ocean and I got a little rubber ducky or whatever? And we're like, okay, let's go film that. But at a certain point, I'm like, okay, cool. Why don't we like do an interview, and
let's talk to you. Yeah.
And he would just, I don't care about what, oh, you mean you want to do an interview like every other documentary? And it's like, yes. The thing, the successful through line in all of these pieces of media, yes, we also want to do that. So I think because of all the obstacles that he put up, I think it ended up being more unique and funny and weird in its own way, and probably better than if we got him to sit down. But yeah, that's part of his whole curse, is just that he was so difficult to work with.
Well, I know Alex had said to me, like, for the game part of the show, he's like, what if we do some Gallagher movies? And I was like, Alex, he's not in any movies. Like,
yeah, he's in one.
Yeah. And some religious.
Yeah, the Book of Daniel. It's so bad. It's astonishing. And
I think there's like one like well-known person in it, if I'm not mistaken. Like there's like
like Terrence Stamp or something like that.
Yeah, some like well-known star. And I was like, and he's way down it as like
it's crazy. It's like, it feels like a 30 Rock joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we cut away to this scene from
Gallagher's there.
Gallagher as one of the like
the disciples or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's like a wise man who's come to consult with Daniel. I don't know.
I almost kind of want to see that though. And then he smashes a watermelon and they're like, yay, we got what we came for. Now, like I said, I'm not super familiar with this comedy, but I was listening to a bit from a well-known comedian now, and he was talking about how, like, in this world of Instagram and TikTok, like, people, the younger generation, I'll say even younger than Alex, don't really know the comedians from even the 90s, right? Like someone was talking about like Steve Martin the other day, and this person was unaware that he had been a comedian kind of thing. They thought he was just this old guy on Only Murders and stuff like that. So like, people don't know who Rodney Dangerfield is, or or they know like a joke. They know I can't get no respect, right? Like that's all they know. And like I said, all I know about Gallagher is Smashing Pumpkins.
Nope, Watermelons.
Watermelons. Yeah. So as soon as they said that, I was like, that's the name of a band, you dummy. What a coincidence.
Yeah, that's been crazy. I mean, crazy in a couple different ways. Like, I'm such a comedy nerd. Like I was thinking back on it. Like I was reading like Lenny Bruce's autobiography when I was like 15 or whatever. Like I was already pretty deep in all this stuff. So for me, it's like, it's extra weird that somebody wouldn't know who Gallagher is. But then it's also like, it makes complete sense because like, how would you and why would
you can't say, oh, he was in that episode of The Love Boat, or he shows up on some sitcoms. Like it just didn't happen. So there is no frame of reference unless you've watched like his specials from like the 70s.
Right. Yeah.
Sam, did you have something?
I wanted to know if you even asked, like, where did the smashing of the watermelon come from? Like, where did he just decide?
Oh, yeah.
This would be hilarious.
It was originally, okay, so it's part of this routine he does called Sledge-O-Matic that, again, is a brilliant bit. Like, it's a riff on, like, infomercials.
Yeah,
like
the Chop-O-Matic and the...
Yeah, this, the Vegematic slices, French fries 12 different ways and whatever. And so his thing is, it's just like, he's going to smash it. And I guess it was just, he would bring a watermelon, but it was just as a threat to the audience. Like he would never actually smash it. And then there was one night at the Comedy Store, it was like New Year's Eve. And he was like, all right, everybody's drinking. And it was just a crazy time. And he was like, I'm going to smash it. And he was afraid he'd get in trouble. But Mitzi Shore, Pauly Shore's mom, who ran the store, was like, that's great. I love it. You got to do it tomorrow night too. They both had this. My accent of my impression of both of them was identical.
It seemed accurate. They seem very accurate.
Yeah. It's dead on, and it's the exact same for both people. But yeah, so that's what it was. It was kind of like it was a joke. It was like he wasn't actually going to do it, and then he did it, and it just took off. And then it sort of became kind of, I liken it to being kind of like a one-hit wonder. Like it was literally the first joke he ever wrote was that like poem or whatever, the slice it and dice it. And, like he had written that and he tried to sell it to like Albert Brooks and George Carlin, and nobody wanted to buy jokes off of just some random kid in Florida. And so, but then he started doing that as a routine, and then that's how he got on like the Mike Douglas show, and then he got but it's a weird thing because he was always conflicted about that. The thing that made him the most famous was the thing that he ended up resenting the most, because he wanted to be a George Carlin. He wanted to be a literate, wordsmith kind of guy. But the thing that everybody loved was like, okay, cool. Like, sure, you just talked for the last 90 minutes and it was hilarious, but like, we need to see a mess happen, right?
Smash.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel the same. Like, I want to be taken that way, but it's my looks. People are just so obsessed with, the handsome face and the chiseled body.
That's what they always say about Jeff. He's too handsome and too chiseled.
Yeah, it's like, you're a piece of meat, honestly.
Yeah, it's very distracting.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out on that.
So we couldn't watch Gallagher because it's not out yet, but we will watch Gallagher. But Alex and I both did watch Destroy Your Neighbors in the last couple days. Very fun.
Thank you.
So we've I don't know if you know the director Stephen Kostansky, right, Alex?
Yeah. I don't know.
So but it had a very similar like humor and the over the top and the practical effects. Now you didn't write that, but it was a story that you directed. So when did you get involved?
I mean, it was a story or a movie that I feel like I was involved at kind of every layer of the script.
Okay.
So I feel like in a lot of ways I wrote it, but I also didn't. It started with me and my friend Charlie, Charlie Piper, and we were doing a podcast for a while, just so we could just sit around and talk about movies.
Yeah.
And I think like after our thing, like I think he has a neighbor who was like making some noise, and I was like, oh man, I have this neighbor, and I was telling him about my neighbor, and like, we had this neighbor who would just show up drunk at like 3 a.m. and like he would just try and jam his keys into the door, and I would open the door and look, and then like hide, and and then he had so we was like we were one-upping each other on like bad neighbors, and
shitty neighbors,
and I was like, because I would just fantasize about killing my neighbor. I wouldn't actually do it, but I would just lay in bed thinking like how, and I'm just such a milquetoast like beta cook or whatever that I would like. I mean, the whole movie is just about a guy like working up the courage to like say, like, can you turn your radio down? He would rather go to like prison than have to like have a
little bit of confrontation.
Yeah. So that's me. And so I don't know. So he started just talking about it, and like, at some point, it was there's so many these ideas I have. It's always like, oh, this could be a movie. Could this be a movie? Like, but this was one that I was like, oh, I think it really could be. Like, what if it was sort of like a telltale heart sort of like, paranoia, like a guy does kill his neighbor, then what? And then we came with the idea that like the head started to talk, and it just cracked us up so much. And then it just sort of grew from there. I mean, eventually, I'm friends with Jonah Ray, and like we got him on board, and he had a lot of input into the script. And then our friend Mike Benner jumped in, and he, kind of gave it more of the spin, like in the music world.
The prog rock, yeah.
Yeah, because originally he was like a cartoonist, which I realize now. I've been rewatching the show Spaced, and I'm like,
such a good show.
I'm like, oh, that's where the cartoonist part came in. Because I love that show so much. But so then the prog rock, and then it just kind of grew from there, and then eventually we got it to Alex Winter, and he, really elevated it and took it to the next level, and he was.
He loves those kind of like weird horror comedy, because it was Freaks, right? That was his movie.
Or Freak,
Freaked, yes, Freaked. And I liked
awesome in this though. Like, he, unrecognizable in the makeup, but like goes for broke for that performance, and it's a blast.
So and then shows up as the lawyer at the end of the film.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, Alex Winter's back. I was saying to Sam and Alex, and I was like, Sam didn't get a chance to watch it, but Alex, I was like, did you recognize the building manager? And he's like, no. And I was like, I didn't realize it till I was going through the credits later, and I was like, oh, it's Ralph Macchio's mom from The Karate Kid.
Right.
And Alex is like, oh, I've never seen that. And I was like, get out of here. You've never watched The Karate Kid.
It's one of my few gaps in the 80s. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the prequel to Cobra Kai?
To the Jackie Chan one? Yeah.
Right.
No, she was really good, and Kamal was really good in his little brief cameo there at the melting station.
Yeah, the scrap place.
The scrap place.
Cannot
That was
wait to
really
see
good.
this.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's for anyone who's listening. I don't know where it is. I think it's a
on
Shudder,
You
right?
can,
Shudder.
It's the Shudder original or whatever.
And we can get it in Canada on like the Hoopla, which is like your
and Shudder
library
as well. It's on
and
Shudder
Shudder
too.
as well.
Interesting.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's a few places for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
Thanks. Yeah.
So I was looking at like the music videos that you've done and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
it's been a long time. Like I'm gonna be 50 this year,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's been a
fair.
long time since I've watched music videos.
Sure. Yeah.
But I will say the Shut Up and Dance video is one of the ones like
So good.
I still remember. Like I
Right.
don't know what would that have been, like 2012?
I don't know.
2010?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But like I was like,
Okay,
I
good.
remember this video. I remember watching this video way too many times, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't think of any other videos from that era that I still think of. So what do you think it is about that video that like kind of caught at the right time for it?
I mean, I think the song just like caught fire.
It did.
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is so weird to me because I remember, like, while I was working on it, like I just remember feeling like this isn't like it didn't feel like a song to me. It just felt like a weird. It just felt weird. Like it just felt like a weird, soundtrack to a film I'm making or something. Like it didn't make sense to me as music. But clearly I was wrong. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just one of those songs that just like really totally took off.
I think Alex, we used to joke that the girl in the video looked like the girl we used to work with.
Yeah, look like
that's funny.
except with
Scott
red
Pilgrim.
hair, and she's like, "It's not me," and we know it's not you, but
That's hilarious.
are you sure it's not you? And she'd get really mad because she's also in like
Scott Pilgrim.
and she is in Scott Pilgrim. She just walks through the scene like 5 times to the
Oh,
point
that's
where it's
funny.
kind of like, who was in charge of the background actors here? Because this girl's in way too many shots, walking back and forth with very distinct hair.
That's hilarious.
So I've done some producing of very, very small projects where I've had to take notes from people.
Sure.
When you're working on something like Destroy Your Neighbors, who's giving you the feedback kind of thing? Like what's like, and are they
Right.
understanding what you guys are going for on a project like that?
Yeah, I mean, we lucked out so much with Shudder. Like they really didn't have, at least from my experience, I don't really remember any notes really.
Okay.
I mean, I think there were maybe a few things like at the script level, like I think it's very minor. I can't even really remember it. And then same with like we made the movie, and then I think there was like one scene that they were like, oh, this feels like it's going on a little too long or something. But they were, yeah, it was pretty wild. Like it felt kind of like what it should be, like you get to. We didn't have all the money in the world or whatever, but we did have time and we had our creativity and I think as long as it didn't cost them money, they didn't, and we could get it on time, they were cool with it.
Awesome.
But I mean, I'm curious to see how other filmmakers, who did a Shudder original, like also experienced it. I know, I feel like having Alex on our side, like just brought so much goodwill and like, professional, like grown-upness, even though he's a big kid, it's like, I think having him involved, helped assuage their anxieties of like, okay, this is going to be, delivered on time and in focus. And,
All right, one more small. So you've done music videos for a lot of people. So we talked about Walk Off the Moon. I think Meghan Trainor, The Fray, and then even like JoJo Siwa.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to tell me if she's mean. Is she nice? I hope
best.
she's nice. Okay,
She's
good.
the absolute
It's like
best, yeah.
I'm rooting for her. She seems like a nice girl.
Yeah.
She seems like she's trying to do the best. So I just wanted to make sure that she was cool. So thank you.
I think it's impossible to grow up in front of the camera, right? Like what she's gone through and is going through is like notoriously just like impossible to deal with, right? Like being a child star and having to grow up. But the time that I worked with her, she was like so professional, so dialed in, had practiced because the idea was that Meghan Trainor had this music video and JoJo was gonna like basically play Megan or like play the lead in the thing and just dancing and stuff. And she just she nailed it all the choreography and the one funny thing is I remember when she showed up because she was 17 at the time, and I think she found out she had candy in her dressing room or whatever. And she was she announces Josh, you know how to make a 17-year-old girl so happy. And I was like,
whoa,
not say that. Don't.
Yeah, you're like, there's candy. You're like, okay, that's a better. Yeah,
It just so happens to be in my van. That's where I store it. No, but she's awesome. I mean, it's funny seeing all of her trying to be edgy and whatever, going through these different phases of celebrity, but she's the real deal. There's a reason why she's so successful, I think.
And she's still, for sure. Well, let's get started into a game of deep cuts. The first thing we got to do though, Josh, is we got to decide who's going to go first, second, or third. So we play a little thing called the IMDb Best Known For. I'm going to give you a name of an actor, an actress, and you just got to tell me what you think is the number one on their IMDb known for. Makes sense? So we mentioned him, and I thought it would be a nice little transition. But tonight's best known for is Chevy Chase.
Oh.
So take a second to think about it. Sam, I'm going to let you go first. We always let the ladies go first. So you think about it the most right now. And so I'll need different answers from everyone. So Sam is getting the advantage of going first. But I will tell you, it's a weird list.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want an extra hint, I'll tell you this. There's no TV.
Okay.
Which seems stupid for a couple of reasons. But, Sam, what do you want to say is Chevy Chase's number one on IMDb best known for?
I'm trying to decide which one of the installments I think might be in there, because he's done a couple different anthology series. I am going to do just the OG National Lampoon Vacation, the first one.
Vacation, Wally World, number one.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though I'm sure it could be any of them.
Could be. Josh, what do you think is highest up on
I think it would be
IMDb?
Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
I was really debating.
I mean, it's probably the one that gets watched the most.
For sure.
Just because it gets watched every Christmas by a large portion of the population.
Right.
So not a bad guess. Alex Young, what's your guess?
I'm gonna have to go with Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Also a good one. Not Caddyshack 2, Alex?
No.
Which I looked has an IMDb score that is literally half of the first one. It goes Caddyshack 1 is a 7, and then it's Caddyshack 2 is a 3.8 or something like that. I'll tell you this. They left off Fletch.
See, that's the other one I was thinking.
They left off Saturday Night Live, and they left off Community. Two of you are on the list. I'll tell you two other movies that are on this list that should not be on this list. One being Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
I was thinking that.
Okay.
And Nothing But Trouble.
I love that movie.
So, Alex, Caddyshack's number 2.
Awesome.
So you're going to get to decide, would you like to go first, second, or third?
I'll take my third spot.
Alex, number 3. And there was a vacation movie on here. It is the OG original Vacation.
Oh.
So Sam, you get to choose if you want to go first or second.
I normally go second, but I'm going to be risky and pick first.
First.
And it's probably going to shoot me in the foot because usually I need more time to think.
To think about it?
My guesses.
Well,
Let's live dangerously.
let's hear tonight's 3 movies. And I will tell you, this will be a tougher game because they're not super deep.
Wonderful.
But 2 of them are definitely movies that were on Josh's list, and all 3 of them are fairly well-known movies. So, first up, Big Trouble in Little China. Second up, UHF. And then third, just because I wanted to make sure people are I can't think of anyone beyond the stars of these movies, The Princess Bride. So while you're thinking about the deep cuts from these movies, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
We're sorry to interrupt the show you're listening to, and we're going to prove that by keeping this ad short.
This is Seth and Michelle, the hosts of Movie Friends, and we're so respectful of your time that we're not going to use the full 60 seconds to promote our show.
Has this ever been done in the history of advertising?
Never! New episodes release every Monday, and with over 300 episodes and counting, there is sure to be something for everyone.
We're a community-driven show that believes film discussion can be friendly and without pretension.
We've been called relaxing,
Intelligent.
zesty,
And fun. There must be a catch though, right? Like we probably blather on for 4-hour episodes.
That's the best part. We don't blather. Not a lot, at least.
Blather is such a good word.
A truly underutilized word.
Yeah. What were we doing?
I don't remember.
Movie Friends, fun conversations from across film history. Visit our website, moviefriendspodcast.com, and listen to our show everywhere you get your podcasts.
And we did it with plenty of time to spare.
We are back with Deep Cuts the Game. We have Sam, Alex, and Josh Forbes. The films are Big Trouble in Little China, UHF, and The Princess Bride. I'll say this is the first time I've watched UHF, maybe since it came out. And I honestly don't remember if I watched it when it came out. And Big Trouble in Little China, I kind of watch every few years, even though it's not my favorite in that particular. I don't know. There's something about it that just.
It's a good movie. I like the movie.
I like it too. It just, my wife loves it, and maybe it's because she loves it that I'm kind of like, it's fun.
Fun fact: here in Toronto, in Chinatown, there is a pizza shop called Big Trouble, and they make
nice,
fantastic pizza, including a peanut butter and jelly that doesn't sound like it should be good, but I promise that it is.
I'm intrigued.
All right.
I always tie it together with the Golden Child in terms of like
yes,
these. I feel like they came around at the same time, and it was sort of
mystical magic,
like
real life,
like a wisecracking, American character, like kind of thrown into this mystical, Asian world or whatever, and they're complete knuckleheads.
But Eddie's got great coats in that movie and like great hats, right? Like,
for sure.
Sam, you elected to go first.
And I instantly regret it, but here we are. So this is the actions of my consequences, my actions. So here we go. I'm gonna go for the only one that I think is a deep cut for me for Big Trouble in Little China is one of the, I don't know what you want to call them, the gangs. He's wearing like mostly black with the red belts.
Sure.
And he's got a bit of a receding hairline, longer hair. He has like a big cleaver. I know him, my touchstone for him, I believe, is from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He's Genghis Khan.
I believe you're talking about the guy who's also in Lethal Weapon. Is that who we're talking about?
I'm pretty positive, yes.
Is he the guy? I think Mel Gibson breaks his neck with his feet when he's getting electro with the sponges.
Yes.
His name is Al Leong in this film, or that's his real name. And he does not last long in this one. I think he gets shot. And I was like, it's that guy. And I was really excited to see him fight. And he gets killed almost immediately. So he has no line, Sam. So he's worth 12 points.
Whoa. Oh, I will take that. Thank you.
That's a good one. I mean, he's in it for 5 minutes, even though he's one of the more recognizable guys in this film, but he's not in it for very long. So, Josh, you see how it's done? You don't have to go with Big Trouble in Little China. You can do UHF. You can do Princess Bride. You can jump around to any of the 3 movies. What do you think is your deepest cut?
I mean, let's get this one out of the way. Like with UHF, I'd put Billy Barty.
Billy Barty is the cameraman.
Famous little person,
Famous little person. Yeah.
I think he was the head of SAG for a while.
Was he really?
I think so. Or like mini SAG Junior or something. I don't know.
The only thing I recognize him was like, how far back does Billy Barty go? Like, does anybody know like what his early
I think I'm pretty sure he was in like Wizard of Oz.
Was he a wizard? I didn't want to be like he was a Wizard of Oz guy, but I think he was. And I think in Canada we had a TV show called Bizarre with comedian John Biner, and like that's where Super Dave Osborne started. And I think Billy Barty used to show up on that in like the early 80s, and that's kind of where
every few skits or at the stand up at the end or whatever.
Yeah, that's where I kind of knew him as a kid. I was like, oh, who's this? And my parents were like, oh, he was in The Wizard of Oz. He was part of the
Yeah.
Lollipop Guild or something like that. So
he fits securely in that spot of my brain next to Gallagher and like Mr. T and like just weird people that would pop up on like Hollywood Squares or something.
Squares, yeah. He's worth 11 points for Billy Barty because he's got a couple lines. He gets tossed down the stairs and then kind of like comes through at the end of that film. That's a good one. Alex, you get 2 in a row.
I'm going to pull a couple from UHF also because I did watch that a lot in high school. And also all the Billy Barty gags were great whenever he's filming. I won't say the name, but the reporter, super low angle. But I'm going to take 2 of my 3 favorite bits because I don't know anybody in Spatula City, even though I think that's hilarious. But Emo Phillips is in that as the shop teacher. That's his
Mr.
Yes.
Butterfinger. Yeah.
Emo Phillips for 10 points, Alex. Very distinctive delivery from Emo Phillips. Love that guy. So
Yes,
what's your
agreed.
second deep cut?
There is a director cameo in that movie.
Is there really?
Yes. The director, Jay Levy,
Yes.
plays Gandhi in Gandhi 2.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, because he's the director, that's like an automatic 12 points kind of thing. That's our
Right.
if you put yourself in your own film, you're kind of limited at 12 because he had a little bit slightly bigger. He was not just a walkthrough. He's not
He's not Hitchcock.
He's not Hitchcocking this one. He's got lines and scenes. So he's worth 11 points, Alex. So that's a good start.
That is fine. He also did a bunch of Weird Al's music videos.
He did, yes.
Over the years.
All right, Josh, we come back to you for your second deep cut. Alex is stealing a lot of the good UHF ones, but you can go to any of those 3 movies.
Okay. And you can just describe the person or
I mean, I would like to know that you know something else they're in. Because I think, Big Trouble in Little China, we could describe some of the villains. It'd be like, yeah, okay, that's about, but do you know who they are kind of thing?
Like, I'm pretty sure, I forget his name right now, but I'm pretty sure there's the guy who was like, he was the old guy in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
He's in that. And
did he not just get his Hollywood Walk of Fame star?
I think so. I know he's alive. I know he's still alive.
Yeah.
Which is
he's
exciting.
been around since the 30s. Like he's been acting
well over 100 acting credits.
He might have 400 acting credits, Alex.
Yeah.
Where is his name? Why did
James Hong.
James Hong? Yeah, I'm just like,
James,
where did I put it on?
Right.
James Hong for 8 points is kind of like the main villain. He plays a couple different looking versions of that character. I mean, I always refer to him as the guy in the pilot of Seinfeld, like Cartwright.
No one's touchstone for James Hong.
It kind of is.
I also know him as Cassandra's dad from Wayne's World.
That's right.
Like, you can't date my daughter. And
Sam, you get 2 in a row now. So what's your second and your third?
I'm going to do Princess Bride, and I'm going to say Billy Crystal for 1.
Yes. Billy Crystal as, is it Miracle Max?
Miracle Max.
Yeah. Billy Crystal for 9 points.
And then I'm going to say his wife, whose name is escaping me, but she has a lovely voice and she is in so many things. My touchstone for her growing up, other than Princess Bride, was Scrooged. She plays the ghost of, I think, Christmas Present. What's her name? Something.
Carol Kane.
Carol Kane. That's it.
Yeah. I think like she was Taxi, right? Like that was, she was not a regular on Taxi, but she was on Taxi quite a bit.
So,
she's worth 1 point.
What's that? She's in When a Stranger Calls.
That's right.
Yes. Yep.
So she's worth 1 more point than Billy Crystal. Alex is, or Sam, she's worth 10.
Okay.
But very good. Okay. Josh, we're back to you at number 3.
Let's see. I guess I would go with, like Christopher Guest in The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride as the 5-fingered man.
Yeah. Or the 6,
because 6-fingered man. Sorry, everyone's got 5 fingers. Yeah.
Because his fingers go to 11.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well
That's
done.
good. I don't.
Yeah.
Has anyone made that joke before? Did you just? Is that yours right now, Josh?
Not on this podcast.
I think that's yours.
Yeah.
All right,
I think that's
perfect. I almost want to give you 11 points for making that joke,
I-
but unfortunately, Christopher Guest is worth 7 points. So
Okay.
Okay, give him
Alex-
8.
I just looked up James Hong, Alex. 467 acting credits.
That's amazing.
He's in all the Kung Fu Panda movies. He's Kung Fu Panda's
The
his
dad, because he had the noodle dream.
I want to see his first acting credit was 1953.
Good for him.
So yeah, been around forever. Good for him. Yes. Alex, we're back to you. You get your third and your fourth deep cuts.
I'm gonna take 2 more from UHF. Speaking of heads of SAG, I'll take Fran Drescher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fran Drescher as the receptionist / news reporter for 6 points, Alex.
Fair enough.
6 points.
She's in it a fair amount.
And she's also in Spinal Tap with Christopher Guest. Yeah, she's like their publicist or something like that. She's like, because I can't remember what they want to name their album, but the album's literally going to be like a woman with like a chain around her neck.
They're gonna call it "Smell the Glove."
Smell the glove,
Yeah.
and she's like, that's really inappropriate. Yeah. So, what's your fourth deep cut, Alex?
One of the henchmen that is pretty heavily featured. He's in UHF a lot, but he was in The Sopranos. He's like one of like the main guys in The Sopranos.
Yep. David Proval is his name. Yeah. Other than this, I know he's in a bunch of things, but for whatever reason, I cannot give you anything else.
He's Richie in The Sopranos, and I think he's in Smokin' Aces, which you know that I love.
Of course you do. He's worth 9 points, Alex. 9 points for David Proval. All right, Josh. We're back to you. We're flying through this one. You just gave us Christopher Guest. What is your fourth deep cut?
I'm gonna say Dr. Demento in UHF.
I didn't write his name down because I don't think he's credited as Dr. Demento. So I wonder if he's in it.
This is real name.
He is in it. He's like in the audience.
Okay.
Like
I trust you.
Second. Yeah.
Do we know what Dr. Demento's real name is? Anybody?
Just Dave. I don't know. No.
David Demento or something
I
like
hope
that.
his last name is just Demento.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like I didn't
like
look at
Brian.
it right. Yeah. You would think. All right, I'm gonna come back to it, but I totally believe you. And the rule is if I don't have them written down, they're worth 20 points. So
Okay, good.
I'm gonna put down Dr. Demento.
Yeah, find his
write
name
down-
before he went to med school, Jeff.
Yes.
Right, yeah. Back when he was intern Demento
Yeah.
Yes.
or whatever,
Sam, what are your fourth and your fifth deep cuts?
So I'm going to take one from Big Trouble because I think it's the last one that I have that's not like the main 2 stars. So the bus driver, he's like the tour guide. I know that actor from the Three Ninjas movies. He's like the Mr. Miyagi for the Three Ninjas.
Sorry, we were talking about Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China. He's the guy who gets interviewed by the lawyer, and he's the one telling the story. He's the tour driver on the bus.
Victor Wong, and the main touchstone for him should be Tremors. He's the guy that runs. He runs the market that buys the first one that they find.
Yeah.
Victor Wong from Tremors for 7 points, Sam. And I looked it up. Barry Hansen is Dr. Demento's name, and yes, he is there as Whipped Cream Eater, Dr. Demento. So 20 points for that. Sam, I'm glad you mentioned the part where he's talking to the lawyer in Big Trouble in Little China, because why is he talking to a lawyer? It never comes back. The film opens with him talking to the lawyer, and then the movie ends. Yeah, the lawyer for who? Yeah, he's like,
I have so many questions.
Yeah, they're looking for the lead, and he's like, I really need to talk to him, and he's like, leave him alone. He's done enough. Blah blah blah. And the movie ends.
Yeah, and I'm like, who's that guy?
Victor Wong going, I'm going on a trip, and he leaves. He's like, China's in my heart. Wherever I am, China is with me.
Yeah.
When did this lawyer track him down? He's gone. He's not here.
I have so many questions, and
such
I'm
a
never gonna get the answers.
It was an unnecessary scene that opened that movie that should not have been there for.
Yes, but I was like, who is this man? And nobody. There's no answers to be had.
Well, Sam,
I have
that's a
to
good
go
one.
on a deep dive.
Victor Wong, what is your fifth deep cut then?
Okay, so I am going to go to Princess Bride, and I'm going to take Chris Sarandon, which is not overly deep,
Oh,
I
good.
think.
Nope. And for the longest time, I assumed him and Susan were brother and sister.
So did I, and then I found
Are they
out no.
not?
No, they were married, and she kept the name
That's crazy.
because they
Yeah.
look alike.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to, like, not in a weird way, but
a
just like
similar hair flow.
curly hair,
Sure.
like very like tough looking, like stern. You know,
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Thin people. Yes.
Yeah. So he's
Good
worth
looking.
5 points for Chris Sarandon.
Thank you.
Sam, Victor Wong, he's also in Prince of Darkness. Another
Oh, I love
the
Prince
John
of Darkness.
Carpenter. Yeah, he's also in
Yeah.
that with him. So so good. And then Josh, it's your fifth deep cut. You're almost at the finish line. You're doing very well. What do you got left?
I don't know. I mean, because there's not that many people in the movie.
No. So, but points are
in Princess
points, yeah.
Bride, I'm thinking of, like Big Trouble. I'm completely out. Like I was gonna say like the big inflated head creature, but I don't even know if that's counts as a person. It's like a movie that definitely like influenced me as a kid, but I haven't seen it in a while. I guess like in UHF, like Weird Al's best friend, like the guy that's like they're throwing like grapes into each other's mouths.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
That's like one of those that guy. Like every
He
time
is. Every 4 or 5 episodes, I'm like, it's this guy, and everyone's like, I don't know who you're talking about, because he looks like 9 other actors from the 80s, where you're like, he kind of looks like the kid from Uncle Buck. He kind of looks like this guy. But he's not. Let's see.
He's just always like the wisecracking, like good buddy or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we had him like 2 weeks ago. He was in a movie we did, but nobody said him because he's so far down the pecking order. I don't know. Do you got anything, Josh? I mean, even if it's a star of one of these movies, points are points. Because I think everyone's kind of getting low on deep cuts.
Or let's go with Wallace Shawn, I guess. In the
Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
That's inconceivable. Wallace Shawn, who looked the same age since the early 80s, right?
Yeah.
He's worth 6 points, a little less screen time than Mr. Chris Sarandon, but pretty well known. So Wallace Shawn for 6. Alex, your fifth and your final deep cut.
So you ride that I am get the bottom of the barrel of my quote unquote deep.
I assumed you were. Like, there's not much left here on my list.
I'm just gonna have to take Columbo, Peter Falk, who's in it a fair amount, but I feel like it kind of just bookending that movie, no pun intended.
Shoot, I have a good one. Sorry, never mind.
He's worth 6 points as well, Alex.
Great.
So yes.
And then mostly because he keeps coming up and I want to mention it. In UHF, the main antagonist, he's in it a lot, so he's not even worth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks like Powers Booth. He's not Powers Booth, but he's in the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers and the very beginning of remake.
The opening of the new one. Yeah, he's the one on the street that gets hit, like, he's like,
they're coming. Yeah.
Kevin McCarthy is his name, Alex. Kevin McCarthy for 5 points. And I think I mentioned this to Alex the other day. I'm like, why doesn't he just buy all the stock when they're having the giveaway? Like, they're like, buy stock in our station. I'm like, why doesn't he just buy the stock? Like, he could literally just call in and say, I will take 7,500 stock, and then he would own the majority share in that TV station and be done with it.
Maybe they're only selling 49%, Jeff.
I don't know, Alex. I think they were selling all percent. But anyway, Kevin McCarthy for 5 points. It's not a bad finish, Alex. Josh, you said you had a good one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay. John Paragon from UHF.
Very nicely done. Yeah, I have that one written down. He's Kevin McCarthy's son, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he's also like he's Jambi in Pee-wee's Big, Pee-wee's.
Yeah, he's the genie in the Pee-wee's.
He's like a longtime collaborator with Elvira. I just watched like one of the Elvira movies, and it was like so fun and so like it feels like a Pee-wee movie, like
it's so campy.
He's like,
they were good friends too, right? Her and
but he was like a Groundlings guy. He pops up on that Pee-wee documentary, but Yeah, John
It's a
Perry.
great documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is a good one. He's worth 14 points because, yeah, you kind of either need to have his name or know that he was in
Yeah.
Pee Wee, because otherwise I don't know how you would recognize him. So that's a good one.
But
Sam
he has
Bailey,
the best line in UHF, which is when the dad is like, what do you think my father would be saying right now if he was alive? Yeah. Let me out of this little box.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Anyway.
Sam, what is your final deep cut?
Okay. I think I'm going to have to go with Fred Savage because I think everybody else that I'm going to say for Princess Bride is going to be higher than him. So I think he's got to be around the same as Peter Falk.
Yeah,
is my
6
guess.
points for Fred Savage. So exactly the same. That's not a bad cut, Sam. Before we give you the final scores, let's see, did we miss anyone here? Princess Bride, we know the stars. You got Fred Savage there in the last round. The impressive clergyman is Peter Cook, who I think is most famous for like being like Dudley Moore and Peter Cook had like their little comedy duo. And then the albino is an actor named Mel Smith, who, funny enough, was in Vacation, the European Vacation, as like one of the worked at the really shitty hotel that they end up in, like England.
Yeah.
So that's him. UHF, the guy you were almost on there, Josh, the actor's name is David Bowe, Bowe. He played, who was in the Alien Nation TV show? Was anyone? Because it was Mandy Patinkin was in the movie, right? Does anybody remember Alien Nation? No.
I do, but I couldn't tell you who's in it.
But he's in the Alien Nation TV show as the son of the alien, and he's got the head. And then Alex, he was in the Jason London film Grind. At the end, when they're trying to get into the one big skate show, and he's like, "All right, guys," and they have who's the little guy that they try to pass from Wee Man, yeah, and he's like, "That's not a kid." And then also from that movie, Getty Watanabe from 16 Candles. Was it 16 Candles where he's Long Duck Dong?
Yeah.
He's one of the guys who does martial arts. And then I didn't recognize him, and it wasn't until I was looking at it after, and it's the guy who was kind of like the mad scientist at the TV station, actor named Anthony Geary, most famously known for General Hospital as Luke of the famous Luke and Laura, and he just passed away last year, I think, or early this year. And I mean, I only know like three characters on the General Hospital. It was Luke and Laura and Scotty. So that was him. Big Trouble in Little China. Dennis Dunn is Kurt Russell's like best friend, the younger guy. He's also in Prince of Darkness. Of the three heavies, like there's Thunder, Rain, and Lightning. The one guy was in that movie Cooties, Alex, that came out a few years ago. And then John Carpenter has a cameo as a person in Chinatown, so that would have gotten you some points.
I thought about maybe throwing that out there, but I wasn't sure he was in it.
And then Sam, you mentioned the lawyer at the beginning. I don't know if you ever see his face, but you hear his voice.
You do see his face.
And you didn't recognize him?
I couldn't remember what he was like, what he's from.
Jerry Hardin. He's in the X-Files as the
yes,
guy who gives Mulder the Deep Throat. He's Deep Throat in the X-Files. So well done. Good game. Alex, 47 points.
All right.
Sam, 49 points.
Oh.
And Josh, on the back of a 20-point Dr. Demento and a 14-point John Paragon, you finished with 66 points. Enter this week's movie.
Amazing.
So congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You did well. Galen was correct in recommending you, not only as just an interesting guest, but a solid player at deep cuts. There is no real prize, but we do place a burden, much like we did to Galen. And we ask you just a suggestion. It's not a binding contract or anything like that, but just if you could think of anybody that you've come across that has a brain for this sort of, some people love this thing, other people do not care for this. But if you know there's that type of person who likes to pause a movie halfway through and go, who is that guy? We would love to talk to them.
I would recommend Charles Piper, who the initial writer of Destroy All Neighbors. Yeah, he's a good time.
Cool. We'll try to track him down. Josh, so we're waiting to hear on Gallagher. Bill Burr's working hard on getting this out to people. We're going to tell people to check out Shudder and go watch Destroy Your Neighbors. Where else? If people want to watch your stuff and see what you're up to, what's a good place to keep?
I'm on Instagram at best Josh Forbes.
Because not those other Josh Forbes. Those
the other ones suck
them.
ass.
They suck. Yeah.
Yeah, they're subpar.
Subpar Josh Forbes. Yeah, don't follow that.
Yeah, you don't accept no substitutes. That's where to find me, or my website joshforbes.com.
Perfect. Yeah, I would definitely say if you love like a horror comedy, especially heavy on the comedy. Destroy
it's
Your
mostly
Neighbors.
comedy. It's like a gross.
I wasn't.
dark comedy.
I didn't have to look away from the screen at any point, thankfully. So,
Thank you.
but it's a lot of fun. Sam, do you want to tell anyone anything, or you just we'll see you next week? And
I really hope to see you next week. And,
Me too.
you let me know.
Yeah.
Anytime.
All right. Cool. Alex Young, what about you?
You can find me on all social media, Letterboxd, Goodreads, whatever, at the Alex Young. Otherwise, go see movies in the theater. Little rep cinemas, big chain cinemas, whatever you want. Go see movies with the crowd. Buy your movies so you own them. Just enjoy movies however you may.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're at the part of the show. Alex sends me an outro that I read sight unseen, usually with some grammatical errors, but let's see how he did tonight. Any notes?
There's probably errors in it. I want you to give me your best emo Phillips.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
On this one. Let's
Amazing.
see. I don't think that's the thing in your wheelhouse. I don't think
It might be, my friend.
Go for it.
I hope you enjoyed our little show. It's over now, so I'm going to go stand in a dark closet and wait for the hum of the refrigerator to tell me it's time to sleep. It's a very demanding appliance. Thank you, Josh and Sam, for joining us today. Be sure to follow Deep Cuts anywhere that makes podcasts available to consumers like you. Good night. Thanks very much, Alex. That was awkward.
Amazing.